Evolve Nutrition, 110 Route 10, East Hanover, New Jersey. Evolve Nutrition, EHNJ.shop, 973-647-4625. Evolve Nutrition has all your favorite supplements and vitamins, health and wellness products, fresh meals, protein snacks, gym apparel, and accessories. They will ship to all 50 states. If you don't see a product that you want on their website, just give them a call, 973-647-4625, or message them on Instagram. Tell them what you want. They will order for you and they will ship it to you to any state in the country. But the best part is 20% off with this discount code SS20. Or when you call them, just tell them to show the commercial on Serious in Selling This Bodybuilding. Evolve Nutrition, 110 Route 10, East Hanover, New Jersey. The website, www.evolvenutritionehnj.shop, 973-647-4625. And don't forget the discount code SS20 for 20% off your favorite products. John Olivier here, your host for Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. Here we go. It is October 21st, Tuesday. The date is important because it is relevant to the topic that we're going to be talking about. It is 9:30. I had to work late, but I had to come home and make sure that I did this video because today this is all I've been bombarded with, and I have some really good sources that gave me really good information. So apparently the promoter who promotes the Masters Olympia has not paid any of their bodybuilders. No one. Not one athlete has gotten any of the prize money. It is 2.5 months later. It is now October 21st. The Masters was August 9th and 10th, the weekend of August 9th and 10th. They said that is 2.5 months later, and they have not gotten any prize money. Dorian Haywood is owed $20,000. Phil Clahar is owed $10,000. The third place guy is owed $5,000, and that's just the open. That's not the other categories, the 212, all the women's divisions, so on and so forth. Nobody has gotten paid. And I know this because I have the emails from the promoter to the athletes. So let me just show you the actual email that was sent to the athletes because I have them in my possession. Here we go. Dear all athletes, I sincerely apologize for the concern and inconvenience I have caused. In order to uphold the honor of the Olympia name and integrity of the Masters Olympia brand, I am taking immediate steps to complete all pending payments as quickly as possible. Originally, the transfer process was scheduled to begin on September 30th. Now, I didn't even know that you have an amount of time to pay them. Like, shouldn't you have this money like stored somewhere? Like, you guarantee it to the athletes. Shouldn't this be I would think that you would have the money to pay them no matter what, just in case shit happens, because shit apparently happened and nobody's getting paid. However, due to increased operational and facility costs required to maintain the quality of the show, combined with recent fluctuations in foreign exchange rates over the past few months, as a result, the prize money has been delayed. Despite these difficulties, please rest assured that I will personally ensure that all payments to every athlete are completed. I take full responsibility as the promoter, blah, 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 blah. And here is this guy's name. This is, I can't pronounce his name. It's Japanese. So it's Takayki. And his last name is Shojji. Now, this sounds great. And here is his Instagram. Okay. This is his Instagram. So you can go bombard his Instagram. Okay. Now it sounds great. It sounds like he just went through some hard times and he's like, oh man, it's just really rough. I'm not falling for it. And I'll tell you why. Here's his Instagram, IFBB _pro_league, Japan _pro, blah, 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 blah. You got it. Okay. This is why I'm not falling for the bullshit. Okay. First of all, you should have this money somewhere just in case something happens. Okay. It's like if you have a business and you have to make payroll, but you didn't make as much money on this latest project you had, you still owe the employees the amount of money that you guarantee them that you were going to pay them. It doesn't matter. Shit's fucked up. So you should have payroll ready. So in this case, prize money should have been ready. All right, that's number one. Number two, number two, if you want to promote a show under the IFBB, you have to pay the IFBB, the Manions, sanction fees. The numbers that I got were 20,000 and up, depending on the size of the show. $20,000 and up are the amount of the sanction fees that you have to pay the IFBB in order to have a pro show under the IFBB, and it has to be paid months in advance. So number one, this guy had the 20,000 to pay the IFBB. Number two, this guy has another show coming up, the same promoter, Japan Pro, November 23rd. I'm going to assume the IFBB got their sanction money already because that's only, 2 months away, right? Okay. So this promoter, Takayukishoj, Takakiyuki Shawi. I can't pronounce his name. It's Japanese, okay? So if you're considering doing the Japanese pro, don't. And don't do it because out of the goodness of your heart. Do it knowing there's a chance you might not get paid if you win the show. So why would I do the show? Why would I be a bodybuilder and do the show if I know that this guy that promoted the last show didn't pay anybody yet? And it's been 2.5 months, and we don't know if he's going to pay anybody. That's the first thing. So if you're thinking about doing it, don't do it, because you also have, I believe it's the Portugal Pro. You also have, I'm sorry, no, not the Portugal Pro. November 9th, you could do Romania. Japan Pro is the 23rd, so you could do Romania on November 9th before that. Or you could skip the Japan Pro and do the Spain Pro on November 30th. So, I mean, it just makes sense to me that you do one of those two shows and skip Japan, knowing that you might not get paid. And stand up for your fellow athlete. Okay. Now, I have another bone to pick. This promoter is shady, at the very least. Actually, I have two bones to pick. Where is the IFBB? Why has the Manions let him promote another show, knowing that the athletes from the previous show that he promoted didn't get paid? Why did that happen? Why did you let him do that? Why did you let him start and promote and, I'm assuming, pay the sanction fees for the next show, knowing that the athletes from the previous show didn't get paid? The IFBB's attitude, Jim Manion, Tyler Manion, Jake Wood, maybe even Steve Weinberger, their attitude should have been, no, you don't get to do another show until all the bodybuilders that deserve their prize money get paid. Until then, you don't get to do another show. Okay? As a matter of fact, keep that sanctioning fee and put it toward their prize money, because apparently you need it. And then once they're all paid, then we'll work out the next show. Until then, you can't promote a show under the IFBB. That would gain you respect. That would have decency, and the bodybuilders in the IFBB would know that you're finally looking out for them. Finally looking out for them. The other bone I have to pick is, where's the athletes rep? Where's Bob Ciccarello? No, I have never talked bad about Bob. I have never talked bad about Tyler, Jim, Steve, Jake Wood, not once. But as YouTubers and as social media influencers that we constantly talk about bodybuilding, I have to bring this up. This falls on all you guys, because this should not be allowed. This should not be permitted. This is Bob Ciccarello's time to shine. Where is he? He should be having a hissy fit that his athletes have not getting paid. His athletes that go there without sponsors, pay out of their pocket, train their asses off, put their lives on hold so they could compete in a contest that they love to compete in. Now, let's be real here. This is the Masters. The majority of the people, I think any of them had sponsorship money enough to pay to go to compete at Japan, to pay for their flights, to pay for their food, to pay for their hotels, like the elite bodybuilders do in the Olympia. This is the Masters Olympia. And there weren't any big names. Brandon pulled out. A lot of the names that were considered pulled out, but you still put the show on. And Dorian deserves his 20K. Phil deserves his 10K. The third place guy, I forgot his name. I think he's German, deserves his 5K. And on down the line, the other winners in the other categories deserve their money. So if I'm Bob Ciccarello and this is finally a time where I could shine and finally show all the bodybuilders and all the athletes and all the critics and YouTubers and social media influencers that cover bodybuilding, I am going to make sure that those bodybuilders get their money. And I'm going to say, see, you can depend on me. I am the athlete's rep. Because it doesn't look like the Madians are doing anything about it. Now, I hope I'm wrong. Okay. This news just kind of came out in the last couple of days. Actually, I just heard about it today. I think the first report was yesterday. So I'm hoping by the end of the week, this will be resolved with the IFBB stepping in, with Bob Ciccarello stepping in, with the Manions, Steve, Jake Wood stepping in, because we want to see the bodybuilders and the athletes be taken care of. They went there on their own dime. They didn't complain. They didn't bitch and they moan about paying, about going to Japan. They went there. They trained hard. They trained their asses off. You don't pay them the first day. They didn't say anything. Okay, we'll get the money by September 30th. September 30th came and went. They didn't say anything. But now it is October 21st. 2.5 months later, they have not received one red cent. So this falls on all the representatives of the IFBB and Bob Ciccarello. And I have never badmouthed any one of these people, but I got to call a spade here. All right. I have to call a spade. If nothing gets done and this Japan Pro continues to go on, I'm not going to be the only one bitching and moaning, man. And I'm going to continue bitching and moaning if nothing gets done about this. And believe me, I'm not going to be the only one. You're going to hear it from a lot bigger YouTubers than me. Anyway. All right. That does it. John Livia, Serious Intelligence Bodybuilding. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.